Ladies and gentle gamers, the greenhouse release date has just been revealed, and we're going to go over it as well as the best ways you can prepare for that release date right now. So if you enjoy, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's jump into it. As you can see here, according to Cowshed, SkyBlock will be undergoing maintenance to deploy changes on Monday, December 15th at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's set to last for 6 whole hours. And they only do maintenance like this when it's a big update, so we know it has to be greenhouse. Unless I guess the super low odds that it's actually something to do with Aura, which is possible, but either way, this video is important. So the number one thing you'll want to do, of course, is stock up on copper. A ton of the new items are going to require a bunch of copper to actually be able to max out everything. So going ahead and accepting a bunch of visitors right now when they come to your island is a good idea because, again, everything in this is going to cost copper. There's also this new garden upgrade section, which has the old crop upgrades, so you'll be able to spend copper on upgrading the new fortunes for all of the other crops that are being unlocked, and also on greenhouse upgrades, where you'll be able to increase your greenhouse growth speed, the yield that the plants give, as well as the amount of plots. So you can actually unlock 2 more plots to have greenhouses on, so you can have up to 3 different greenhouses on your one garden. It does cost a ton of ethereal vines and compost bundles though, so again, compost is going to be important now because all of these upgrades in here are going to cost a certain amount of it, so saving up on compost is also a good idea for this update. Now there are a few other things that will give you an edge on update day. First of all, it's going to be a good idea to get your mouse traps and make sure they have mice in them. So saving up until update day and making sure every single mouse trap is actually filled to the brim with mice. You can just go in and empty out all the other pests and just save the mice. Don't take them out until update day. And the reason for that is whenever we kill this mouse right here, there he is, you'll notice that he drops jelly. So jelly is the brand new thing that you can put into the sprayinator that will give you the chance right here, jelly, to attract the 3 brand new pests: praying mantises, dragonflies, and fireflies. And these pests are the ones that drop the brand new crops. So you're going to want to make sure that you get some of this so that you spawn more of them so you can get a bunch of the collection right away when the update comes out. Now again, if you save up on mouse traps like this and get a bunch of them and fill all 3 of them with field mice the whole time, you'll have 9 field mice right off the bat, which means you'll get 9 jelly right off the bat. So if you have a big farm like this that's 5 plots long, you'll be able to put the jelly down on all 5 plots and have a chance to spawn in those new pests. However, if you want to be a little more efficient with how you use your fuels here, it might be a good idea to build just a little 1 plot and just farm on this so that you only have to use 1 of that spray instead of having to use 5 every single time you want to farm for the new pests. Another good thing to do is to build what would be the current equivalent of a sugarcane farm and actually just dig up all the sugarcane, or just don't actually plant the sugarcane in the first place, because this is the same type of farm that you're actually going to be farming sunflowers, rose bushes, and moonflowers on. As you'll notice right here, if I try to plant the sunflower on this block, it says you can't place that crop here, and that's because it's not actually next to water. If you try to put it on tilled ground as well, it also won't work even if it is next to water. But if you plant on dirt next to water, it does actually plant and start growing. So it does have to be next to water, which means it works the exact same way as sugarcane, and you'll be able to break it at the same angles as you break sugarcane as well. The only difference is for sugarcane, if you break the top layer, then the second layer grows back. For these guys, you'll have to replant them every single time. So just keep that in mind whenever you break your garden here or break your crops. You will have to replant them instead of the way that you do with sugarcane, and then you just regrow automatically. That brings me to another point. It's a good idea to go ahead and have a basket of seeds in your inventory just in preparation for whenever this update drops. The day before the update drops, just try to have a basket of seeds in your inventory so that you can go ahead and grab it and be ready to fill it up with sunflowers instead of whatever else you might have in there at the moment. Another good thing to do is if you have a flower minion, make sure to be collecting it every day until the update. Just try and grab every single flower out of here because he can actually give you sunflowers. So stocking up on sunflowers before the update is a good idea. Even though collecting it right now won't actually give you the collection for it, once the update drops, you'll have enough of it to plant some on your garden and get a bunch more collection right away. That's a pretty small thing compared to saving up on the field mice, though. Saving up on those is the biggest thing you can do right now. Now, once you do get some sunflowers, you'll definitely want to make a sunflower minion as fast as you can. I have a night switch in this one. You won't be able to get this on release. For that, you have to get 5k moonflower collection, but maybe you get lucky, spawn the right pests early, and you can get it pretty quickly. But if you don't actually have a moonflower in this minion, he'll collect moonflowers when it's nighttime, and then when it's daytime, he'll collect sunflowers. So you still be able to get the moonflowers pretty often on your private island. I'm not sure if it actually does anything. I think it might, but again, not totally certain. But make sure to go talk to Jerry and modify your island time to nighttime if you can, just to make sure that he does plant the nighttime crops and grow those, because this is the only way you're going to be able to get moonflower other than the pests. Whereas sunflower, if you have the flower minion here, you'll have some stocked up from him. Another thing to keep in mind is that there are now upgrades to the cactus knife that require enchanted cactus, and there's also upgrades now to the fungi cutter, which requires enchanted brown mushrooms and red mushrooms in their block form as well, so it's like the super compacted version, and so does the cocoa chopper. So you are going to want to have some of these items saved up if you are going to get the new maxed out versions of these tools. Another thing to keep in mind is it's probably going to be a good idea to use your pest hunter gear, because again, pests are going to be the best ways to get the new items, and specifically the new collections, and these pest items decrease the spawn cooldown of pests by a very large percentage. So wearing this equipment set off rip is going to be very important. Keep in mind though, they did just change the Fermento and Helianthus sets. They now give more base bonus pest chance than the biohazard set does. So if you have a biohazard set, don't upgrade it more than you already have, because if you do have Fermento or you upgrade to Fermento after this update, it will not be as good as that for spawning pests anymore. And hopefully you can get lucky and find the right vinyls to be able to spawn more of these pests relatively quickly. But none of this is important if you don't have garden level 7 yet. So make sure to get up to garden level 7 first. That's going to be the most important thing, because you don't actually unlock greenhouse until that point. It's also a good idea to keep in mind that Ludleth is the new NPC that will sell the Rose Dragon, which has been buffed since the initial update, but you'll have to serve 100 unique visitors, which if you've done all the current ones in the game before this update drops, it adds up to about 83, 84, somewhere around there. So you are going to have to complete offers from like 15 of the new NPCs. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to hop onto Alpha and see which NPCs you need to go check out, so that you unlock the requirements for them before the update even drops. Another great way to prep is by going to the hub, heading into the people's voting, and voting for 2_B_determined. If I get elected, I will add a new rift transferable talisman that makes dojo and dance room easier. So if you've ever struggled with either of those and you want a new talisman added to the game, make sure to vote for me. But those are some of the best ways you can prepare for the garden update. Hopefully this helps you guys out when the update drops and before. And if it does, please make sure to drop a like and smash the sub button. We're closing in on 30k subs for Red Name, and I'm trying to get there by the end of the year. So if we hit this final push before Christmas, we can definitely do it. But thank you guys so much. I will catch you in the next one. Have an amazing rest of your day, and God bless.